that's quite hot, but I want to read it for your analysis, and if you think it goes too far, let us know.
Sure.
But a political writer, Jonathan Chait, I'm sure you know him, he argues that at this point, the Republican mainstream is refusing to talk about January 6th and the commission investigation we showed, not because it's too weak to be taken seriously, but because it's too strong. In the red states, he writes, quote, Republicans are laying the groundwork to make the next insurrection easier. Michael.
I can't find a lot of fault with that statement. And the reason for that is I just look at the election bills that are being passed. I look at the fact that Donald Trump says, I will be reinstalled in August, and no one in leadership said, shut the hell up and sit down. No one said that. They're quiet on it. The fact that you have the January 6th commission playing out the way it did. When you again, I keep going back to this, probably one of the most painful sights during that whole conversation was watching Brian Sicknick's mother go door to door asking members to vote to inquire about her son, and they basically said no. Well, they didn't basically, they did, said no. So what is that the foundation of now? It's the foundation of something. I mean, what do you think happens next? Where do we go from here? If you won't shut up, the guy in Florida saying he's going to be reinstalled in August, if you've got two numbnuts running around between Florida and Georgia and Gates and Marjorie Taylor Greene talking about they run the party, they're now the leaders of the party. You've got, the silence from the actual leadership or the complicity by someone like McCarthy by kicking out Liz Cheney. What do you think comes next? I mean, it's not a whole big leap. So Jonathan's got a good point, and it is a red flag because this is a setup for something, and we need to be prepared for whatever that something is as citizens.
Governor Dean?
Yeah, I think that's right. I mean, so what's the way out of this? The way out of this is young people who aren't going to take this. I mean, my view of this is actually I end up being optimistic. And the reason I do is I think the Republicans have already lost this. The reason they are abandoning democracy is because they have no choice. They can't win in a democracy. And this is not going to go away. These folks are going to get old and die soon. I mean, look at how old these people are that are carrying on like this for the most part. Young people, people of color have the Black Lives Matter movement, which the Republicans are terrified about and saying all kinds of terrible things. The thing that was so amazing when Ta-Nehisi Coates said he was an optimist, because he was not a guy who's given to optimism, because he, for the first time since I've been alive, because I can remember back in the 60s what this was like, white kids and black kids were out there together in equal numbers demanding justice. And that is what the real future of this country is. So I am optimistic in the long run because these fascists are going to die off. The Republicans are going to be restored. I think there's a good debate to be had between conservatives and liberals. I think it's a good thing to have conservatives in the government who are reminding us that we can't just spend money and print money all the time. I do not think it's a good thing to have conservatives who don't believe in democracy in the government. These people are not conservatives. They're neo-fascists. That is the fact.
Let me take it to Michael for a closing argument. And I like optimism, and shout out to Ta-Nehisi Coates. So I hate to be the fly in the ointment, but I guess that's part of my job sometimes. The governor gave us the reason for optimism, and we certainly saw activism, and we also saw a record high turnout.
Right.
And we also have a more diverse Congress than any time in American history, which is a reflection of higher turnout, which is a reflection of a government that looks more like and reflects more of the country's actual population than ever before in American history. So I hear you on that. But what I give Michael the closing word on is a potential hole in what the governor just outlined is, and we've covered this on the beat, the initial support around Black Lives Matter, the initial stitching together of the wider population around that has been crashing over the past few months. And the idea that, yes, you have youth and activism, but do you have this stitched in to remain a coalition? Or when you get 2, 4, 6 years away from what was the cataclysm of Trump, what happens? Michael, we give you the final word.
So you just went to where I was going with that. My buddy Howard, I do share in his enthusiasm and his optimism to that extent. But what tempers that greatly is the fact that what are you going to do? You're going to show up in November in Georgia, and in Virginia and New Jersey and vote? Because there are two big elections this November. Now, imagine if Republicans take back Virginia's governorship and maybe even wins one of the two houses. What do you think the narrative on the other side of that's going to be from Donald Trump and those Republicans? When you go into next year, are you prepared to come into the game with the same fervor and level of intensity? Because that's what voting requires. It's not a sort of placid kind of involvement. You just don't sit back. You've got to stay engaged. And when you see all the stuff that's happening in 47 states around the country, what's your response to that? Yawn or to get further engaged? So we'll see how not just young voters, but all voters respond. And here's the final point. If you want to get an understanding of what lies ahead, let me tell you where we are now. Google a political map of the country, not at the state level, but at the county level. And when you see that map and how red that map is, then you begin to understand what redistricting, voter suppression, et cetera, does look like and what it will look like going forward if that's a real concern for you. Because the country is a lot redder than 2020 may lead you to believe.
All fantastic points. I'll make you guys a deal. I'll take you up on the educational question you posed, Michael. We will get that map. We will compare county to the wider electoral maps, and we'd love to have you guys both back on because I'd love to do this chair series with you when you guys are both free.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks.
Anytime with Howard.
Great.
Thank you, guys.
There you go. Thanks to both of the chairs. Appreciate you.